You can only become your own somebodyness when you step out onto that faith. But as you're stepping out onto that faith, have a plan behind every step. And when you get knocked down, how are you going to get back up? Are others going to help you? Are you going to stay on the ground for a little minute? Are you going to feel the pain? You're going to feel the embarrassment? Are you going to feel the lesson and then eventually get back up? When I tore my ACL when I was playing football in high school, my senior year, I remember this like it was yesterday. It was second quarter. In football, you have 4 different quarters, and in high school, I think we was playing for 12 minutes. And it was our 4th game in my senior season, and it was the first quarter has passed, and then it was second quarter with 10 minutes left, so 2 minutes already passed. When I tore my ACL in the second quarter, I tore my ACL because I overran the play. When I landed on the ground, I held my knee in pain. I held my knee in disbelief. I held my knee because I didn't know what just happened. And so in order for me to get back up, 1, I couldn't even walk by myself. 2, it was a surprise feeling that I've ever felt before. 3, it made me appreciate my teammates even more because they helped me back up. They helped me to the table and they helped me be okay. When that doctor grabbed my knee and he examined my knee, automatically he knew it was my ACL. You see, when I had the plan back in 9th grade, I knew I wanted to be a great football player. So my 11th and 12th grade, I became a great football player because every day I was committed to the process. Every day I wanted to get better. Every day I wanted to learn something new. But when I tore my ACL, my life was paused, because I didn't know the plan that I had next. When you create a plan, many times in life, your plan is going to be disrupted. Your plan is going to be changed. Your plan is not going to end up how you expect it to end. In fact, it's going to destroy what you already thought and believed that you can do. But as it get destroyed and you have to and you have to create another plan. You have to structure a new thought process and have more goals. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. In fact, you just have to feel the pain. You have to embrace the knowledge, and you have to embrace what you have went through to know that as you are going through your development, you're creating a plan to get better. When you create a plan, just because you get knocked down, just because you're on the ground, just because you're off the path that you think that you're on, doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means there's a misdirection that you will have to take, because many times in life you just have to take a pause. When I tore my ACL and I held my knee and paused, and I paused, rubbing my knee, thinking if I rub my knee, I'm going to be a little better. Not knowing that the damage was already done. You see, your plan is created. And then when you start acting on the plan, your plan is destined to change. And as it's changing, just know that pain is going to come behind you taking that step. Just know that pain is going to come the moment you take that leap of faith, because you're going down a path that you have to find yourself. You're going down a journey that you have to discover yourself. You're going down a movement that will help you become stronger, better, and wiser. You see, there's so many levels to podcasting because there's so many different things that you do not know. There's so many different things that you are unaware of. There's so many different things that you are not prepared for. And just because you have a plan doesn't mean that your plan is going to come to reality. Your plan is meant to be changed because you're the one that's changing. And when you're just because your podcast is not going to stay the same doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're growing, and you're growing at a faster pace than you could ever imagine, because the plan that you have is constantly changing because you're the one that's constantly evolving. And just because it's evolving, you have to learn how to commit to the change, commit to the process, and commit to your podcast. There's over 5 million podcasts. There's over 5 million podcasts across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so on and so forth. Just because there's a lot of podcasts doesn't mean your podcast is not. Just because there's a lot of podcasts doesn't mean your podcast can't make a difference. Just because there's a lot of podcasts doesn't mean you can't break through the noise. When you commit to the process, you have to be consistent with the journey. The journey is going to teach you more about your plan, because your plan has yet to come true. When you understand the journey that you're on, learn the lessons that will position you differently. And if you got value from this and want to launch your podcast and want to grow your podcast and want to monetize from your podcast, shoot me a message, shoot me a DM, and leave your biggest takeaway on what level you are at in podcasting and how we can help you get to the next level. And let us know in the comments. Let us know, and we will be more than willing to help you. Make sure you like, and if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button, because many videos about podcasting, about personal development, about business in general is coming your way so you could become a better person overall. Also, click this video right here so that way you can watch more videos on how to develop and become your own somebody.